Hi YouTube, and today what we're going to do at Team PI Pokemon is we're going to go through a deck analysis of a deck that's done particularly well today at the Malmo Regional Championships in Sweden. It's a Quad Lapras-GX deck, and it was piloted by Karl Peter. He achieved top 4. I'm sure that quite a few of you will be wondering what on earth is going on with the format. Now, obviously, we had Pedro doing so well with Volcanion at the Oceania International Challenge, and Pedro did really well with top 8 in regionals in the UK prior to that. So we've all known that Volcanion's done really well. But in that time, what's actually happened as well is that Decidueye GX has actually gained a lot of traction. So how come Lapras has actually succeeded? And well, let's just take a look at the card itself. It's got three attacks. It's got collect for 1 water, draw 3 cards, and that would be quite an interesting attack to start off with. Okay, there's absolutely nothing that Lapras can't draw itself out of. Its main attack is Blizzard Burn. 160 damage. This Pokemon can't attack during your next turn. 3 water energies, so there is that little step between collect and Blizzard Burn, and you'll see very shortly how Karl managed to get around that turn 2 absence of attack. And it also has Ice Beam GX 100, which is not so much, but then you actually have an effect. You have your opponent's active Pokemon now paralyzed, and obviously that is the GX attack for your game. So weak to grass, so again another big surprise. Perhaps people may be a little bit afraid as to trying this out. But we're going to try out a few games on PTCGO very shortly. Weak to grass. Grass is very strong at the moment. 2 retreat cost. So once it's out there, it's going to be very difficult to claw your way back. You can't exactly retreat. You'll lose your energy. You know, how do we get around this, and how did Karl get around it? Well, let's just have a look at the rest of the deck. So first and foremost, what happened was we actually see that there are 4 crushing hammers in the deck just to slow your opponent down. We have 2 Dive Ball. 2 Dive Ball would be useful just in case you suddenly have a really poor start. You find your Dive Ball, get another Lapras-GX. Now this does start to look a little similar to a deck that we are very familiar with at Team PI Pokemon headquarters, and that is Wailord. But can never really get Wailord to attack, could we? You know, we couldn't really, especially with that 5 energy attack. So, but Lapras seems to be filling that gap quite nicely. Energy switch now. There's a little hint to what's actually going to happen with the Lapras. So the idea is to disrupt your opponent and then find your Max Elixir as quickly as you can. You got 2 Max Elixir in the decks. Hence, you would actually need lots and lots of drawing to try and find them. Quite a few people are somewhat surprised with the 2 Max Elixir, but it must work. You can't fault it. And then with the Max Elixir putting on an energy, water energy, you would then be able to put the energy switch into play, and you can just move that energy to your active. Hence the need to have a bench Lapras. So there's a nice little synergy there. Enhanced Hammer as well. That would really help with the energy removal. 3 switch. Because Lapras's second attack for 3 energy cannot be used as an attack during the next turn. So you do have a way in which to reset the effect. So you just play switch. We don't seem to have any float stone or anything like that. So ideally what you're doing is you're pinging away with your active Lapras, and then while that's going on, you can actually then start to charge up your second Lapras and then go with that. Switch out maybe, possibly do some healing. Well, how can we do some healing? We've got Rough Seas. Okay, so now we're actually starting to think. It's the only deck that I've seen in a long time with 4 Rough Seas. Really very similar to Wailord. Now you've got 2 Judge. Now that would be okay because you're disrupting your opponent, but then you're able to collect at the same time. So effectively, it's like a red card. You've got 2 Lysandre because what you want to do is you want to try and trap an opponent's Pokemon in the active position. You want it to ideally have 3 energy retreat, but even if it's just got 2, that's absolutely fine. You know, get something out there that that isn't a Shaman EX that can't be can't attack you too much. Obviously not Shaman EX because it's just going to go Sky Return. What you want to do is, if they are retreating, effectively it's an energy removal anyway, and if they're just manually attaching a single energy, you can then try and go for the Crushing Hammer. The deck, you might think, well, actually, you know, if you're going to play Crushing Hammer, why don't you go all out? Why don't you play Puzzle all the time? And that would be quite an interesting question to ask Karl, but you know, we just have to see what else is in the deck, and maybe Karl needed to have that extra bit of traction. We've got 1 N in the deck because you do have 2 Judge. You've also got the Judge as well to try and cycle back in any cards that you have in your hand. So that's again very, very useful. Olympia mainly, really, I think for the for any kind of status conditions. Also the extra 30 as well. Might actually be quite useful, I'm just thinking out loud, to have a single Delinquent in here, because if you did have a Rough Seas, you could Rough Seas, Delinquent, play the Rough Seas, play your own Rough Seas in your hand. So if that Rough Seas is in play already at the start of your turn, you use the Rough Seas, Delinquent, play the Rough Seas, and you can actually heal yourself an extra 60. You've also got Pokemon Center Lady, which will heal 60 damage, again another status healer. Pokémon Ranger, which in addition to VS Seeker will allow you to reset your attack, so again you're just aiming to get 160 upon turn upon turn upon turn. Kukui will then turn it to 180, which takes it into range for quite a few EXs out there. So as long as, say for example, the Darkrai EX doesn't have Fighting Fury Belt, it will actually be knocked out with a Kukui. You've got 4 Professor Sycamore just for that extra draw. You've got 2 Team Flare Grunt because what you want to try and do is strip them of energy. And Team Skull Grunt is a really interesting one as well, because there was I had a look at the comments underneath where this list was placed originally on Verbank, and I actually saw a really nice combo, because if you were up against a Decidueye GX, for example, and they used their GX attack, and they got 3 energy cards from their discard pile, you can then play Team Skull Grunt, and you can strip them of 2 of those energies, which is really, really amazing. So there's some really nice subtleties that can be put into place with Team Skull Grunt. Always like that card. Fighting Fury Belt does the extra 10 damage, so again, you know, you've got a way of getting around to a whole 190 now with an attack. That's 10 with Kukui and 10 with Fighting Fury Belt, adds 40 HP. Now you've got a 230 HP monster, and 11 water energy, just to keep it going. So there's the deck. What we're going to do is we're going to take a few games and see how it goes. We're going to pilot it out and share our thoughts and wrap things up. Hopefully we're going to have some great games ahead of us. So stay tuned, and we'll be back. Okay, so it looks as though we've also nabbed the start of a versus ladder as well. So without any further ado, let's see if we can pick up a couple of good games and test this deck out. So let's have a look. We have the Unguided, and he's got a grass deck as well. So any guesses? Possibly Decidueye? I think it is Decidueye. He's got the Rowlet coin. So yes, I would like to go first. And we're going to start off with that Lone Lapras. Hello. No additional Pokemon. And we're going to start off with a Fighting Fury Belt. That's a bit of a difficult one, actually. He's got Taurus, so 160 will go up to 170 with Blizzard Burn as soon as I do it, and then Kukui should take me through. So I think with everything that's here, I think we're going to have to go for the Sycamore. Wouldn't normally do that if I was with any other, but let's see what he does. He might mysteriously bring out the Lapras, but I do have the energy switch as well, and we'll see what happens next. Hello, Summer.
Hello.
So he's gone for the horn attack. Wow, that's quite vicious, actually, I have to say. I'm going to take the energy off. And I'm going to pop out the Rough Seas. And we're going to heal that 30. Pop the energy on there. And then we're just going to collect for 3. Not bad, is it?
What you could have done was, if you had that enhanced hammer before, you could have enhanced hammer and then maybe team score Grunted.
Yeah, I could have. I think what happened, yeah, I don't know how I got that enhanced hammer. Did I have the enhanced hammer after? Yeah, I did have the enhanced hammer after I collected, so.
Okay. You just need to attach the energy.
Well, what I could do is I could Lysandre up that Rowlet.
And then sort of
Knock it out.
Yeah. With 160.
The other alternative is I could Ice Beam, paralyze the Taurus as well, but let's just see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the Rowlet.
Yeah, I think the Rowlet would be best.
Yeah. Especially with that weakness as well. Now, he might do 20 to 40, 68, 100 to me, but I'm still going to...
20 feather arrows you'll get.
Yeah, it's just going to be really inconvenient. Right, okay, let's go for the Blizzard Burn and we'll start. 170 with the Fury, Fighting Fury Belt. We'll take 1 prize. I'm a bit scared of Lugia though.
How much HP does Lugia have?
170, I think, but if he has a...
Out in 1 hit.
But if he has a... Oh,
You won.
I won. So I think what happened was he didn't have the double colourless. I think what we'll do is we're going to go straight into the second game. So that's 1 up. Let's see what the second game offers us. Okay, let's go into our second game. I wonder who will play. Dr. Strange Brain.
That's a strange brain.
He's got Darkness and Psychic, so I think he's playing Darkrai Garbodor. Or Evitar.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, Mulligan start, he's got Floatstone, which hints towards Garbodor. He's also got Ninja Boy, which we have to be very, very careful about. So if we Lysandre something, he may be able to Ninja Boy out of it. Especially if he plays Mew, if he is playing Mew. If it's Fright Night Evitar, there's a problem. But if it is Fright Night Evitar, it would reduce our HP if we attached Fighting Fury Belt.
What place did this deck come in?
Oh, this deck came T4, top 4 in regionals.
In what one?
I think it was a Decidueye. I think it was a Decidueye. Right, okay, I don't want to place the Rough Seas down just yet. But I don't want to miss an energy drop either. If I keep everything in my hand, I can Team Flare Grunt any energy that he places on the active. There's your Fright Night. And Trubbish is there. So if Trubbish is... If Garbodor is there, Fright Night Evitar will not be able to...
Do Fright Night.
Do Fright Night, yeah. So he's just getting set up. Trainer's Mail. And another Trainer's Mail. Ultra Ball.
Probably for a Garbodor.
Possibly. Possibly for a Shaman as well.
Or an Evitar EX.
There you go, he's benched the Shaman. Have you noticed they changed the foil effect on the hollows? On PTCGO. So the foil effect looks very different now.
What do you mean foil effect?
It's glossy, so all of the foil effects are glittery.
Is it the same on GXs?
Same on GXs. I think it's slightly different on GXs, but I don't have a GX. Okay, I'm doing 20 less damage now because of Parallel City, but it's not going to last too long because I have Rough Seas.
But he is benched out.
He has benched out. Let's get
Away.
Let's get another Lapras in the deck. Team Flare Grunt. I'm going to keep the Rough Seas. He hasn't done any damage. If he places another stadium in play, it would replace my Rough Seas. If he has a Sycamore, he may get rid of his stadium.
He discarded the Garbodor. He plays Rangaroo.
Oranguru, so he's discarded the Oranguru and he's discarded the Garbodor.
So you must have, like, and he's playing one Super Rod.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I'm gonna have to do something now. We've got the energy. Now I could just start to charge up the bench Lapras, because the more I attach to my active Lapras, the more Evil Ball is doing. So I can stall for a little while with Sycamore. Let's see what we get.
Ooh,
Crushing Hammer. That's good.
no, you just need a Team Flagrant.
Yeah, that would be good, wouldn't it? A VS Seeker. I've got Kukui as well. Kukui. I've got Enhanced Hammer. That will take that off. And I've also got Pokemon Center Lady as well.
So if he does 60 to you, you can heal.
I will be able to heal. He will do 80 because Evil Ball does an extra 20.
Does it?
Yep.
Ooh.
Now he's doing 90 to me.
Garbodor's black. Luckily you don't have any abilities.
Oh, we played Y Cyclone instead. Okay, so I could have enhanced... Well, I still can enhance Hammer his double colourless from the bench. I'll Rough Seas. I will Team Flare Grunt.
To take off his, literally all his energies.
Yeah.
And then you can attach to the bench.
And then I can attach to the bench. Or I could attach to the active and collect.
No, but then it'll probably just get knocked out.
He can't he can't attack. He has no energy on any of his Pokemon to attack next turn.
Oh yeah. Unless he somehow attaches a double colourless.
Well, that's a difficult decision now. I think I'm going to have to do it on the bench Lapras, because I think at some stage I am going to have to do a big paralysis attack and then knock him out. That is if he stacks energy. Ah, delinquent.
At least you have the other Rough Seas. Do the Kukui. You're going to have to do... Well, you don't really need to heal.
What would you get rid of?
I would do the Pokemon Center Lady.
Yeah.
The Rough Seas because he can't really attack.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Kukui. Wait, no, the energy. Which one? Kukui or energy?
Kukui will get us out of this position.
But then energy, if you attach to the bench.
Will enable me to attack.
Yeah, so it's sort of a hard decision.
I've got 11 in the deck.
So Kukui would not be best. We better have...
Which one? Energy or
Kukui?
Kukui?
Kukui.
Okay.
Because then if you get a VS Seeker or something when you draw, you can do Kukui.
Fair enough.
But if you do something, you can't really do it. Yeah.
Fighting Fury Belt.
Yay!
Attach it to the bench one?
Yeah, and then attach the energy.
But I could attach to the active and I could collect and draw 3 cards.
And then you could attach to the bench.
So I just let that Lapras go.
Yeah. Just let it go.
Let it go?
Yeah, let it go.
Okay.
You were meant to attach the energy.
No, I'm going to wait. Because if he has Evil Ball, he will do... And if he has a Darkness on there, it'll be 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 110, 130 damage onto the Lapras. I'm forcing him to Lysandre. I still have a card in my hand to...
Yeah, so he doesn't know what card that could be.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it could be any card. It could be...
Oh, he's going to play the Delinquent again.
Wow. Or he might not.
He might not, though.
Does he have a Sycamore?
He has a Ninja Boy.
Oh, that's to sort of get... What's it called? Evitar. Fright Night Evitar. I'm guessing it's going to be Fright Night Evitar.
Fright Night Evitar would do... Oh, he just got the Ninja Boy. Okay.
What's the point?
I'm going to attach that there now.
Yeah, I told you to attach.
And I'm going to wait.
What's the point of playing your Sport of a turn if you don't get it?
I don't think that he found what he was looking for.
Professor Sycamore. The best.
Then I would have to attach that to something.
You attach it to the other Lapras. Yeah, that one.
Okay.
And then you Sycamore. Well, that's good.
That's pretty good.
That's brilliant. Just attach the Fighting Fury Belt
To the bench?
to the bench with 1 energy. And then you just Max Elixir.
If he does... Well, how much will he do? 20, 40, 60, 80, 90...
You want to start attacking with the bench one.
If I attach the Fighting Fury Belt to the active, he will not knock me out using Y-Cyclone, and then I can Olympia and bring back that damaged Pokemon. So I would have saved 2 prizes. No? You mean to say protect my benched Lapras?
Yeah. Just attach the Fighting Fury Belt to the bench.
Alright.
Because then he might just, when he saw that, he might nice under the benched one.
True.
So
Okay.
then you Max Elixir to make him...
Dive Ball first?
You could.
Thin out my deck. But don't necessarily bench it, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you could, but it wouldn't be the best thing to do.
Okay. Good
Maybe
idea.
Max Elixir.
Max Elixir now.
Yes. No. No, you don't.
Okay.
1 difference change. Wait, actually 2.
Alright. Done. He's got 9 cards remaining. Do I paralyze him?
No, you're Olympia.
But then when I attack with this, what do I do?
You attack with...
Ice Beam, because Blizzard Burn can't knock him out.
That's what I was going to say.
Okay, right.
No, I wasn't, but I was. I didn't sort of know.
Although I could have VS Seeker Team Player Grunt.
Yes, that would have been a better idea, but
Alright.
you've done it. 110 damage. You still have another about 100.
I've got the VS Seeker to Olympia.
So how much HP left? How did he do? Oh yeah.
Shall I Team Skull Grunt him?
But do you think in 3 cards he'll have 2 energies in it?
Don't think so.
So you might as well do something else.
Shall I? I'll Olympia him.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
Olympia the active Lapras,
Yeah.
so I can actually attack.
Yeah, so you can actually attack.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can attack. Because it went back to spec.
Well, I attack with Ice Beam anyway.
Yeah. So.
Blizzard Burn.
Oh yeah.
See, when you use Ice Beam, it doesn't. You can still attack next
I
turn.
forgot that you used ice beam.
Okay.
So Blizzard Bird's a bit like Volcanic.
Yes. Precisely.
So you have to do like something to make it either Pokemon Ranger or get it back to the bench to...
So I've got Pokemon Ranger in my discard pile.
So next time you can be a Seeker that Pokemon Ranger.
Okay, so he's landed 150 on me. I can Pokemon Ranger.
You can Pokemon Ranger and you can Crushing Hammer.
Okay.
Oh, but no you can't. You can attach to the benched one with no damage.
What about Energy Switch and then I play Olympia?
Energy switch. Okay. Then that one's charged up and it has no damage. I get it.
Okay.
Then you can attach that 523 belt to the benched Lapras.
That one?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Then
Okay.
you can then be a Seeker for the Olympia.
What if I Sycamore into a switch?
How many switches have you been through?
I could just retreat.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
So if I retreat, shall I then Sycamore?
If you retreat, what else is in your discard pile? So
Team Flare
you
Grunt.
could then Team Flare Grunt, his
Double colourless.
colourless
How many double colourless does he have? He's got
2.
2.
So then he'll likely only have one in the prize or one in his or one in his hand.
Okay, let's take it off.
Yes. Take out the Team Flare Grunt.
160, 170, 180, 190. Yeah, it's a shame he's got the
Fighting Fury Belt.
Fighting Fury Belt. Otherwise, what I would do is I would have just knocked him out with Blizzard Burn. Okay.
Anyway, so next turn he can't attack unless he's very lucky and he top stacks the double colourless.
Double colourless?
Yeah, double colourless.
Retreat.
Retreat for the Lapras. And use
Blizzard Burn.
Blizzard Burn. I think now he or she is a bit stuck.
The problem is that I need to reset my attack.
Well, if you're very lucky, you get a real Seeker.
If you're very lucky.
Very, very, very.
What are they going to do?
Delinquent. Knew it.
Well, fortunately, those cards are okay to get rid of.
Yes. Except for sort of the energy and the Lapras-GX.
Yeah.
But everything else is fine.
He hasn't got the energy. Wow.
Wow. That's amazing.
Okay, and he can't play Delinquent because I have no cards in hand, but I can't attack, so I'm just going to stay and pass, yeah?
Yes. Because he can't attack until it's very, very lucky.
And if he attaches, I will just Blizzard Burn.
Which he does.
20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 110, 130, 160. So I will knock out his Pokemon.
Unless he Lysandre's your one with 120 HP.
I would still have Oh, he's gonna do it.
He could do that. And then he just
Y Cyclone would do 200. Y Cyclone would not do enough damage.
Would it?
No.
120 or 200.
Y Cyclone doesn't knock it out.
Does it?
No. Still active.
You are so lucky.
So what's he going to do?
That's what he's going to do.
Judge!
Judge! That is amazing.
Look how many cards he's got in his deck. He's got 3 cards left. Let's Crushing Hammer.
Crushing Hammer.
Oh.
You could attach to then the benched one with no HP damage, but not the one with 3 energies.
Oh.
This one.
Oh. Okay.
I'm going to have to.
Okay.
He's only got 2 cards left.
Not been through the N either.
Now
Bring this one up.
Yeah, you're sort of just going to win because you could sort of do something.
Okay, let's attach that there. Now, do I judge?
No. Wait.
He'll be down to 4, and I can. But I've got the Pokemon Ranger in my hand, haven't I?
Yeah, but he's got a big head and only 2 cards left in the deck. So Judge would be the best thing to do.
Okay, alright. Let's just play Blizzard Burn.
Yeah, because if you really wanted to win, then I think you should do the Judge.
It'll give him more options, won't it?
Yeah, because then he has a more thicker deck than 2 cards.
Okay. Oh boy, this is close, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think you're going to win unless he sort of plays an egg.
He's stuck, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he just. If I were him, I'd probably concede. I would, because like, if he draws, and then he passes, you just pass, and then he draws, and then he'll probably pass, and then you just pass, and then you've won.
I wonder where all his darkness energy are.
Prize.
3, 4, 5.
4, 5. Unless he plays 7 energy cards.
I think they usually play 6 or 7, yeah.
Because if he does, then 4 of his energies would probably be prized. He's stuck, isn't he?
I think he is.
He's stuck. Unless he gets that, like, darkness energy, and attaches, and retreats, and attacks, but won't knock it out.
How much damage would he do then if he did that?
What does Y-Cyclone actually do?
Y-Cyclone is 90.
90.
But
so-
Evil Ball is 20 plus 20 for each energy. Okay.
Whoa.
We can't attack this turn.
Oh! Pokemon Ranger!
We can... If we played Pokemon Ranger, we would knock out the Evital. It wouldn't give us that extra edge.
So, you can retreat.
What if we Lysandered up his Evital, put the damage on it, and then next turn we just retreat and just do Blizzard Burn for the knockout if he still has it.
Yes, that's very good. But I think he'll probably deck out.
Oh, I can't. I can't. That's my fault.
What?
I actually thought... I'm just going to pass. I'll explain it.
What?
Oh, actually, what I could do is I could retreat and attack. Alright, I'm going to retreat and attack.
What did you do?
Okay, basically, I can't play Lysander and...
I know, that's why I told you to retreat.
Oh, how embarrassing. But I did have the
That's why I told
energy
you
on
to
there.
retreat.
Oh, it doesn't really matter because I did 170 to him anyway.
It doesn't matter.
Oops. So I'm actually glad that I Lysandered because I completely forgot.
That you only had 2 prizes.
And he had a float stone on there. And he must have been thinking, I wonder why he is not doing anything. Alright. Okay, well, we've had 2 games. It's a nice deck, isn't it? It's a nice deck. We've had 2 games. All right. Okay. Well, we hope that it's been entertaining. We've given you a flavour as to how the deck works. We still think it's incredibly difficult against Decidueye Vileplume.
Yeah, because of weakness.
Because of weakness. I mean, you can try your best, but once they have that Vileplume, it's a real struggle. But you know.
Can Decidueye knock out a Lapras-GX in one hit?
90, 180, but it depends if you have...
A Fighting Fury Belt or not.
No, Fighting Fury Belt doesn't go on stage 2s, but they have Feather Arrow. So 180 would be their damage after weakness, and then it would be 20 with 1 Feather Arrow, take it to 200, and then 20 more would take it to 220. So even if they just have 2 Decidueyes out, at the beginning of their next turn, you would heal 30, but then they would do 40. So it would be 10 extra. So 220 would go down to 180, but then they would...
Yeah,
I think it would knock you out anyway. Basically, they'll knock you out next turn.
I said the Fighting Fury Belt or the Lapras. It depends if the Fighting Fury Belt or the Lapras.
Yeah.
Do the 40 extra.
Yeah, definitely.
I didn't need the Decidueye.
Oh, okay, right. Thanks very much for watching. Again, you know, we really enjoyed making these videos for you. Click like and
subscribe.
And visit us on facebook.com / Team PI Pokemon, and also find us and click and subscribe on youtube.com /
Team PI Pokemon.
Bye for now.
Bye.